It's Heather with Underwater Panther, and I am continuing my Gemini or ENTJ Astro-Psychological series. And today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the extroverted thinking, hero cognitive function within the Gemini, or the Mercury ruler. Elaborate more on how that plays out for a Gemini. So today it'll be a little bit more psychology rather than astrology. So the Gemini has the TE or extroverted thinking hero, the NI or introverted parent function, the SE or the extroverted sensing child function, and the FI or introverted feeling inferior function. I'm going to be breaking these down. This is within the ego of the Gemini or ENTJ. So today I want to talk about the TE. And I'm going to begin with a quote from Carl Sagan, which he was an ENTJ or Gemini. So we can judge our progress by the courage of our questions and the depth of our answers, our willingness to embrace what is true rather than what feels good. So that's kind of a general quote of a Gemini. So they will pick a goal they like, and then we'll figure out the steps to get there. ENTJs seem to be more intense and relentless than ESTJs or Tauruses. So Geminis are pragmatic and systematic, and the ESTJs or Tauruses, they have, both Gemini and Taurus has the same hero and inferior cognitive functions, but the difference is that the Tauruses, they're affiliative rather than pragmatic, meaning they check in with others first, and they are a little bit more, or a lot of it more, emotionally connected, as in they base their actions more on loyalty to other people rather than loyalty to self, which is more of kind of a Gemini thing. And so the Geminis are a lot more intense with their, doing rather than checking in with people, I should say. They're a lot more independent in their thinking and actions than Taurus, I would put it that way. They push themselves in unhealthy ways, Geminis. They get bored quicker and will think about long-term plans and future possibilities. They use NI with TE to be inventive with solutions to problems. They won't be as into little details as ESTJs or Tauruses, but definitely Geminis can get caught in the little details. They can really zoom in and out. Geminis can with the bigger picture and then the little details, but they are more scatter-minded, I've noticed, than Taurus. Taurus is a grounded earth sign, and they tend to do one thing, one step. They kind of know each step, and that really goes into prioritization. Geminis, they can be more flighty or jump off a cliff without making plans, or they just kind of slide in sideways, and they really use their masculinity to just really ramrod through things. They're not a ramrod, a Taurus is, but Taurus is slower, and it's harder to get them going, I would say, than Geminis. Geminis fly by the seat of their pants more than Taurus, for sure. Projects can tend to take a lot longer and be more expensive than expected with a Gemini. I think Taurus would probably plan it out a little bit better in detail, I would say. Geminis are in their environment when their environment needs to be organized, criticized, or regulated. They are considered crisp disciplinarians, and they're very, very blunt and direct and to the point with their language, their communication, for sure. I mean, they can be topical and fun and flighty, but when it comes to business, they are like, boss hog. They are to achieve what has never been achieved before. They like challenges and are aggressive at tackling obstacles. They're known to be some of the most assertive people. They're very masculine, Geminis, and Tauruses as well. They have the highest grades in college. Geminis, on average, top 4 within the personality types. They're very intellectual, and their brains definitely really fascinating. They tend to like to be around other intuitive types. So intuitive types would be the air signs and the water signs. And this is because they tend to get bored with the present moment and the details within their surroundings. They like other big picture thinkers who can quickly make sense of ideas and theoretical analysis. It would be good to have a sensing type or two around them in order to help them with business issues, to keep them from overlooking relevant details and facts. The sensing would be considered the earth signs within the personality types, or the guardians, psychologically speaking. So high SI users, and they will lean towards using innovative ideas rather than the tried and true due to their intuition, but they will make decisions that seem the most logical. So yeah, Geminis, because they're more fly by the seat of their pants and very confident within their ideas and their physical and mechanical skills, they tend to they really don't go the tried and true path. They're very independent. They're kind of like Aries or the ESTP in that sense. Aries will go off on their own and do their own thing, and Geminis are the same way in that sense. Taurus likes the tried and true. Tauruses are more traditional and grounded. So Geminis really have an edge there above all the other signs, really, because they're not only intellectuals, but they are very intuitive, so they just trust themselves to fly into something. They don't want others to think well of them, always wants to look good. If you make them look bad in a group, they will hate you forever. They care so much about their reputation. They create value within themselves by what others think. They will just leave the group if this is the case. Most likely very sensitive in public situations. So that's like a real thing.